Hello, my name is Darrell Klassen. I'm a PGA professional, semi-retired. I've been teaching golf for 50 years and played tour level. I'm here for you. I've got something that you might want to think about. Golf's an easy game. It's 160 pages of paperback. It's loaded with pictures, full of information. The golfers who have this write and tell me, Darrell, that has just totally changed my thinking in golf and made it so simple, and all they've done is read a book. They haven't taken a golf lesson. I've never taken a lesson in my life. I started playing when I was 10 years old on a little public golf course of 9 holes. Now, that was a long time ago, about 1954, 3 or 4, and never had a lesson. I sliced the ball all the time. I was sitting in a physics class when I was 16 years old as a senior in high school, and the teacher was talking about Bernoulli's principle, the law in physics that makes an airplane fly, keeps it in the air. And he used a ping pong ball, and I happened to be a ping pong player. I was when I was a kid, pretty good at it, fairly decent. And he said a golf ball has to have dimples on it to make it do what a ping pong ball does because it's so much heavier than a ping pong ball. But he said in reality, a golf ball is nothing more than a very heavy ping pong ball. Well, I'd sliced the ball all my life up to that point, the 7 years I'd played. So when school got out that day, I couldn't wait to go home and throw some balls on the lawn because I grew up on a farm, had a permanent pasture out there full of cows. I wanted to see if he knew what he was talking about. I grabbed my 7-iron, and I knew from ping pong how to make a ball curve left. So I didn't even worry about grip. I didn't worry about golf swing. I didn't worry about anything. All I was concerned about, and I was a good athlete, could play a lot of sports. All I was concerned about was putting the left spin on the ball to see if what he was talking about was true. Sure enough, boom, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 of them just draw, hook. Everything was curving left. I thought that can't be real, but just to make sure, I'm gonna make one go the other way. So I did put the kind of spin I need to make it curve that direction, and sure enough, the ball took off going that way. So I thought, well, just to make sure I haven't forgotten, because golfers always say, well, I took that lesson, Darrell, then I forgot. There's nothing to forget if you quit thinking about your golf swing. I took another ball out on purpose, put my clubs away, picked up the few balls that were left, and all I could think to myself is, this cannot be this simple. How come they didn't say that? I read stuff I never had a lesson in my life, but I read stuff in the newspaper and golf magazines even then, and they wanted to tell you all these places you had to be, and now the hand had to be square here and straight here, and you had to be here, and don't turn your shoulders, turn them X amount, but not your hips, and all of this. You've been there. You know what I'm talking about. I took that information as a decent athlete and became a tour quality golfer. I went out and tried to play the tour, and I couldn't stand being gone away from home. I'm a family man. Came home and never tried that again and became a teacher. I just wanted to teach. This book is really where it all started. Now, although it was published in 2001, it really kind of goes back to day one and leads you through the things I learned as a self-taught golfer, tour-level player, with 12 course records at one time, how to do that without a golf lesson. So you can put a great golf swing on. I mean, you can do everything that all of the teaching pros and all the magazines and everything and videos tell you to do. But if you don't get the golf club on the golf ball properly with all those beautiful looking things going on, you still can't hit a golf shot. That's the problem we have today. That's the problem most golfers face. Now, I'm not putting any teachers down. In the PGA, we've just been taught to teach people how to swing the club. We haven't been told to teach them how to put the club on the ball to make the ball do what you want it to do. That's what counts. Being able to make the ball do what you want to do is called ball control. Now, there's a chapter in here about how to curve it left or right on command. The very first chapter in here is on spin, how to get backspin. Backspin not only makes the ball fly, but it helps you control your chip shots and slow your speed down. Backspin is vital. Without it, the ball will never fly. Everything hits on the ground. There's a chapter on the grip. My philosophy has always been, if you can hold the club the way the pros do, you can't make a bad golf swing, or the way the pros are supposed to. You can't make a bad golf swing. It's impossible. The reason for that is, when I show professionals how I like them to hold a golf club, how they should hold a golf club, they all go, whoa, where'd you learn this? That's amazing. When amateurs feel it, they go, ooh, that feels terrible. Really strange. Well, what it feels to them is it doesn't let them feel like they have all this strength or power to kill something. It makes them feel pretty helpless. But when the human body and the hands and forearms feel helpless, you get perfect release, you get perfect lower body motion, everything works exactly the way it's supposed to without you having to think about it. That's the whole key to playing good golf. Even the tour players, you see them over a golf ball, and man, they stand there for 10, 15, 20 seconds sometimes. It shouldn't take more than 5 seconds over a golf ball to have that thing flying if you've done your work properly getting ready for it. You decide what you're going to do. You just feel it in a little kind of what I call a rehearsal swing. Step up into the magic circle and let it rip. Student asked me one time, Darrell, what do you feel? I just knocked a 3-iron from 215, 3 feet from the stick, and he wanted to know what I was thinking. I said, I don't know. I hit another one 15 feet from the stick, and he's about to wet his shorts. He said, what was it? And I said, well, I know now what I'm thinking. I said, I was over the golf ball after all my preparation and everything. I started the club back, and somewhere in here I heard my inner self say, here we go. You should have seen the disappointment on the man's face. He'd come to me for lessons for 2 years, never played in his life. He was athletic, as already a 2 or 3 handicap. 2 years. Now, he practiced, he worked at it, but he just had the information from the book. That's all he had. Once we get ready to hit the golf shop, there's really nothing to think about. It's just let it rip. There's a chapter in here on grip. Hold the club properly. You can't make a bad golf swing. How to get the loaded, or how to get your weight on this backside like you're throwing a ball so that you have something to work with. How that creates coil and what coil really is. As a youngster, I would read in the magazines that your hips shouldn't turn more than 45 degrees, but the shoulders should go 90. Man, no matter what I did, the hips went almost 90 and the shoulders went with them, and I was a mess. Well, in here you'll learn how. Excuse me one moment, I got a little frog in my yard having fun with me, okay? He would come along now. You get your shoulders lined up, or you get your body in the proper position, your hips automatically coil and stop at 45 degrees, you can't help it. Your shoulders can go to 90 and you have really, really good compression in your muscles to hit a golf shot and get your maximum distance out of it. There are 2 or 3 chapters on just personal experiences and relating that to how to kind of change your attitude a little bit about playing the game and making it fun instead of working in the wrong. You got to kind of what we call work at it, but it's got to be fun. The game has to be fun. There's a chapter on path, how to make the ball go where you want, and one on playing. They're not the same thing. Once again, the golfing industry as a whole, and I'm not putting one down, please don't take it that way, has taught us that playing and path are the same thing. They're not. You'll read about playing, you'll read about path. You'll see how the lower body works so that you can kind of learn it, and it becomes, because it is natural, but we've all been taught to shift our weight in such a fashion that it stops everything from working. You know, we all been taught, get over here and just drive like crazy to that front side. That stops everything in your golf swing. That's really what keeps you from being able to rotate through the swing. So I'm going to show you how it actually works, okay? I could go on and on. That's just loaded with good stuff. There's a chapter on shanking. Stop shanking. Shank's easy to fix, okay? Why a square club face will never hit a ball straight. That's a shocker to everyone that comes to see me. But a square club face will not hit a golf ball straight, so get that out of your mind. In fact, straight doesn't exist. Everything has to curve back to the middle, to the target. Just simple physics, okay? I'm not smart. This isn't new revelation of anything. It's just taking the game of golf and how to make a golf ball do what you want to do and breaking it down into very simple, everyday layman terms. The average guy reads this and goes, holy cow, how come no one says this? Okay? So get your hands on it. If you're interested, don't carry the way. I'm just telling you, I've got a little bit of supply left in them. The book sells for $22. The DVD sells for $35. 3 of them in here. 3 DVDs. In DVD form, listen to the car. The book, read it anywhere you are. The book sells for $22. You can have it for $17. CDs sell for $35. You can have them for $25. It's $6 inside the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii, for shipping and handling, and it's $13 anywhere else in the world. So if you're interested and want to put something in your library that'll really help you, then you might want to think about going in here and taking a peek. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming on board for a few minutes and just listening to me. I appreciate getting to talk to you. My name is Darrell Klassen, and I appreciate having this time with you. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.